Watching from his summer home in the Gibbston Valley near Queenstown was former Reagan security advisor Dick Allan. He was now on the Pentagon's policy board advising on the war in Iraq.
When I sit down in the Gibbston Valley down there, people don't have the same attitudes that they seem to have in Wellington. There are a lot of Kiwis that support the United States who are not vocal. I wish you were really with us in this, but you're not, and that's an issue.
Allan contacted Matthew Hooton, offering to help Brash's campaign. Hooton was keen.
He's loaded, and he would be a useful back channel to his close friends Rumsfeld and Cheney when you're Prime Minister, or even before.
Brash and his advisors flew south. The meeting was to be utterly secret. Allan was concerned his extreme views might taint Brash if word leaked out. Allan told them of a slogan he'd used in Reagan's 1980 presidential campaign.
The values of family, neighborhood, work, peace, and freedom.
The values of family, work, and neighborhood.
In that community of shared values of family, work, neighborhood, peace, and freedom. God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you and good night.
Peter Keenan was impressed.
When we have you speaking on platforms, we would have a huge blue banner across the stage behind you with the words family, security, work, community, freedom. Then we have to make sure that in all your speeches you hit those buttons so that they become part of the subliminal view of National and Don Brash.
Dick Allan recommended that if Brash was accused of right-wing extremism, he should say that he represented the mainstream of New Zealand values and thinking. Mainstream New Zealanders.
I would like to see the free trade area agreement between our two countries stand or fall on the relationship between our two countries, and that relationship could be improved if New Zealand had a different position on nuclear policy, if our ships could call in your ports, if you would change that. We need to be allies. We really need to be allies again. We'd like your support.
Dick Allan urged Don Brash to deliver a speech sometime in the future about the need for stronger relations with the United States. Don Brash continued on his public speaking tour. He was also meeting local business groups and corporate heads. He told professional landlords that tenancy laws were weighted against them and needed reviewing. He spoke to health companies who wanted more public money for private hospitals and compulsory health insurance for everyone earning over $38,000. Brash and MP David Carter met top executives of the country's main cigarette company who wanted to stop to tax increases on tobacco, which were reducing sales. National's corporate power base was being rebuilt. Donations to the party and support in the media were encouraged.
The market wants there to be a competition for the goodness of democracy, and I think they've got it.
Whereas 6 months back, most people felt National could not win next year, I think many people now think we definitely can.
Early in May, photographs taken in Iraq's Abu Ghraib prison began appearing in the media. National had supported the invasion of Iraq. It was now that Foreign Affairs Minister Phil Goff released the notes taken when Lockwood Smith and Don Brash met visiting American senators.
And then the report reads, "It was here that Dr. Brash made the throwaway comment that if the National Party was in government today, we would get rid of the nuclear propulsion section today, by lunchtime even." End quote.
I don't see anything duplicitous in my behaviour. I've never denied what I said in January. I simply don't recall the words I used, and I've said that consistently.
So the National Party policy on nuclear-propelled vessels, would it be gone by lunchtime? Would they be allowed back to our ports?
I've made it very clear there will be no change in that policy without an explicit electoral mandate
There is no secret agenda. We are very open. I'd like to find a solution. So far, we've made no change in policy
Dr. Brash,
at all.
the chances are you made that comment because...
2 weeks later, Don Brash and Peter Keenan flew to Washington. The press was told the itinerary for their 3-day trip had not been finalised. In fact, Dick Allan had arranged a series of meetings with officials critical of New Zealand's nuclear-free status.
We talked about the relationship between New Zealand and the United States. He's clearly got a good regard for the work which successive governments have done in New Zealand about economic reform and promoting free trade, but the nuclear thing did not, the word nuclear didn't appear at all.
Brash and Keenan came home to worrying poll results. National was falling, and Labour was now gaining.